Hello, my name is Jenny Baxter and I'm the Executive Director of the Long Beach City College Foundation and advisor to the LBCC Alumni Association. 5 LBCC alumni were inducted into the Alumni Hall of Fame on October 23, 2009. They joined a distinguished list of graduates who have brought recognition to our college. They are Susan K. Beeney, founder and executive director of New Hope Grief Support Community; Ken Buck, owner of the Long Beach landmark JoJo's, supporter of LBCC athletic programs; Mary Micucci, owner of Along Came Mary, a Los Angeles catering company known for their extravaganzas; Doug Otto, member of the LBCC District Board of Trustees and president of numerous area organizations; and Curtis Pedersen, Chief of Staff for LA County Supervisor Don Kanabe. You will see a brief video biography of each inductee. Support of the Hall of Fame ceremony is provided by the Long Beach City College Foundation. Now sit back and relax and enjoy the first video, Susan Beeney.
Susan Beeney is best known as the founder and executive director of the New Hope Grief Support Community. New Hope is committed to providing grief support through education and grief groups to all people of all ages who are suffering the loss of a loved one. Her work has been used for survivors of Columbine, the Oklahoma City bombing, Hurricane Katrina, 9/11, and many other tragedies that have left children orphans and parents without their children. It's been said that some people get the experiences they need early on for their careers. This is true for Sue Beeney, who has been dealing with grief since she was very young. Sue's early life consisted of many happy memories combined with the sadness of losing many people dear to her. Seeing the benefits of grief counseling, Sue kept the memory of its value deep inside until she needed to use it later in life. Sue met Rick, the love of her life, in junior high school. Sue and Rick graduated from Jordan High, and Sue began her studies at Long Beach City College toward her first career as a dental assistant. At LBCC, she was a cheerleader and the Pacific Coast campus's board secretary while participating in many college events. She and Rick married in 1969 and raised their family. Sue then followed her long-held desire for advanced training in science and went back to Long Beach City College, earning her associate's degree in 1983 and her nursing degree in 1986. As a nurse at the Long Beach Veterans Hospital, Sue witnessed the despair and pain survivors faced after losing their loved ones. She was motivated by these patients, as well as her own personal losses, to pursue a greater understanding of the grief and healing process in order to help those families and children in particular. Sue found a limited amount of material to guide her and thus began her own life's passion. In 1987, she assembled her research notes into the Journey of Hope Grief Handbook to help people reach a new normal. She is also the co-author of A Kid's Journey of Grief, a handbook and memory book for grieving children. Both are excellent resources creatively designed for children to guide them to and through the healing process. Written in a kid-friendly way, the books provide tools to deepen children's understanding of their grief journey. There is also a special, official military edition of the book. New Hope received national recognition in the world of therapy and grief education, partnering with TAPS, the military's grief program for families of slain soldiers. The work currently being done at the New Hope Grief Support Community started with Sue leading grief groups anywhere and everywhere she could: her house, churches, anyone's kitchen, the YMCA. Her friend Emma remembers the early years.
My mom and I were in Sue Beeney's first ever grief support group over 22 years ago. She was my dad's nurse when he was ailing with cancer. We now all volunteer, our whole family volunteers for New Hope Grief Support Community. So it's a family affair. We all help, we all believe in what Sue does, and we all pitch in.
The history of New Hope reveals a homegrown vision come to reality through hard work and dedication. It is a model for entrepreneurs with a social service dream. Sue considers her friend Wayne the ghost co-founder of New Hope, and he remains a loyal fan of Sue's amazing ability to help others.
Sue Beeney is a very passionate person, but she's passionate about being compassionate for others. That comes from Sue's outlook on life. Her glass is not half full, it's not half empty, it's running over all the time. And she is busy scurrying for those drops because they represent such great opportunities for her.
Sue credits volunteers like Wayne and Emma and donors such as the Miller Foundation for enabling the unique New Hope Kids Camp and weekly support groups for adults, teenagers, and kids. It is rare to have a conversation with Sue and Rick without laughter, tears, and hugs. Theirs is a partnership that has spanned more than 4 decades of family, spirituality, and a drive to help others through New Hope.
New Hope grief support community definitely is her passion. Many times, phone calls that she's gotten and just listen to her, talk to people, the passion and the emotion that comes out and the empathy for them is incredible. She has been my best friend. We've gone through an awful lot together, from deaths of family members to extreme joys of our 2 sons, and now we have 3 grandsons. I am forever amazed on a daily basis at the things that God does through her and through New Hope, impacting people's lives that have lost somebody. It's amazing to watch her passion work. She's one of the most passionate people that I know.
Wife, mother, nurse, grandma, friend, advisor. President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Susan Beeney into the 2009 Hall of Fame.
Chances are you've been to Ken's business, Joe Jost's, for a rite of passage, fundraiser, playoff game, or simply a 29-degree schooner of beer. Located near the intersection of Anaheim and Temple, known for its pickled eggs, specials, and drafts, it's one of Long Beach's oldest watering holes. Joe Jost opened the business in 1924 as a barbershop, and there's still an ancient barber's sink behind the bar from the early days when Joe offered sandwiches, beer, and haircuts. Aside from the lack of clean shave and haircut, little has changed in the past 85 years. Joe Jost was a likable businessman who loved his family, adventure, and participating in the community. The same can be said for Joe's grandson, today's Long Beach City College Hall of Fame inductee, Ken Buck. Joe Jost is Long Beach's version of Cheers, a place to get away where everyone knows your name. A place where the city's firefighters are thrown bags of famous Marmion peanuts when they drive by. The walls are cluttered with snapshots of patrons in Joe Jost t-shirts standing in front of world landmarks, from pre-9/11 New York City to Iraq, the Alamo, Costa Rica, and throughout Europe. It's come to be known as a practice called Joesting. Ken Buck and Joe Jost share many similar traits: their spirit of adventure and self-reliance, their love of books and sports. Outdoorsmen with tenacious work ethics who both had a special knack keeping good friends for life.
There's nothing phony about Ken. He's a real gentleman and a real worker. He's a team player, and I'm just really privileged to know him.
Eventually, Ken and his enterprising spirit purchased Joe Jost's from his family. He might be quiet, but the impact he has on others is immense. He's the kind of guy whose employees become family members and customers become lifelong friends.
The type of person that Ken is, and the way he runs his business, and the way he takes care of the community, and the way he takes care of Long Beach per se, with the history that he's put forth, and the type of person he is, it's just something that I've been very fortunate to deal with, know him, work with him, work for him, and it's just been a good privilege.
You cannot go to any function in Long Beach without seeing a Joe Jost booth and a Joe's flag. He's touched everybody dearly in this community.
Born in Long Beach in 1950, Ken enjoyed what he calls a Leave It to Beaver experience. His mother, Patricia, Joe Sr.'s daughter, had a cowbell, which she would clang whenever she wanted him home. And television watching took a back seat to playing with friends. In the 6th grade, Ken was the president of Lowell Elementary School, which he says began and ended his political career. After graduating from Rogers and Wilson High School, Ken knew that he and Long Beach City College would be a good fit. Ken's classes were business-oriented, which he says has had a lasting effect on his career success. Ken then transferred to San Diego State University and became a member of the fraternal organization Sigma Alpha Epsilon. San Diego proved to be lucky for Ken later as well, when he reconnected with his future bride Kathleen on a San Diego beach. A longtime supporter of the Long Beach Police Department and Long Beach Fire Department, Ken is a former member of the Board of Directors for the Long Beach Police Officers Honorary Association. Ken is also a past member of the Mayor's Task Force on Homelessness, founding member and current board member of the East Anaheim Street Business Alliance. Ken and his sister co-founded the Patricia Buck Scholarship Fund, honoring their mother and benefiting students from Wilson High School. In fact, each educational institution within the city of Long Beach benefits from the generosity of Joe Josts.
Joe Jost is an institution, and Ken Buck is the greatest guy. Long Beach City College, Joe Jost go hand in hand.
Kathleen claims that she does her best to keep out of the day-to-day operations of the business. But there are a few things we can thank her for establishing at the Long Beach institution. Take the Marmion Peanuts, for example.
My contribution has actually been selling the peanuts here and the toilet shields in the bathroom.
Kathleen certainly knows a good thing when she sees it.
There's never a day that goes by that I wish that I was married to anybody else. And he's somebody that likes to fly under the radar, not get a lot of credit for things. He's the rudder. He's the rudder for me because I'm the emotional one, and the one that likes the limelight maybe a little bit more. Then I guess it's a balance between the two people, and it's made for a very good match.
People often ask Ken if it's a good day at Joe's, and he replies, every day is a good day at Joe's.
Congratulations, Ken!
President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Ken Buck into the 2009 Hall of Fame.
I hope you enjoy watching these videos. They are produced by Instructional Media Production Services of Long Beach City College. After the presentation, I'll be back to tell you more about how you can support the Long Beach City College Foundation.
Before there were women bartenders, before Wolfgang Puck and the rise of celebrity chefs, before the food revolution of the late 1970s, before there was a $20 billion a year party planning industry, it was hard to get a good catered meal. Even the rich and powerful were pretty much confined to the rubber chicken circuit. Now, event planning is an art and a science and a feast for all the senses. And our Hall of Fame inductee was at the forefront of it all. Mary Micucci is best known for her company, Along Came Mary Productions. On any night of the week, Micucci & Company can be found directing small armies of lighting, sound, and music directors, entertainers, and chefs for a seemingly endless list of high-end clients. The firm handles hundreds of events each year. Her company has crisscrossed the country, planning events for clients nationwide, and has transformed countless types of venues, from airport hangars, empty parking lots, and football fields, to private homes, studio backlots, the Santa Monica Pier, all manner of hotel ballrooms, convention centers and retail stores, and places that have yet to be thought of. The company's range of services includes event production, logistics, decor, audiovisual, entertainment, management, and rental coordination. The company is the definition of full service. But food remains the cornerstone of the events, and most is very specialized to Along Came Mary.
I think the secret of success here for Along Came Mary is individuality. You definitely need that. I mean, everyone's doing something wonderful, whether it's a restaurant or a catering company. So what you want to do as a chef is to make your own mark, have your own creativity. Here we do lots of minis. We always have.
Mary grew up in a warm-hearted Italian family and came away with deeply ingrained memories of important family events, corresponding meals, and kinship with her siblings and friends. That background shaped how she approaches life and now makes a living. They say that the world's most successful people follow their hearts. This couldn't be truer for this authentic and talented woman. After a 5-year career as a flight attendant based out of Miami, Mary came to Los Angeles to attend college in the 1970s. She came to Long Beach City College and took classes from none other than Lowell Johnson. She credits him for helping her build her confidence and self-esteem. Her experiences at LBCC helped point her in a direction that would change her life. Mickey Davis tells us more about Mary.
While working her way through college as a waitress, Mary met the wives of some Hollywood power brokers. In the mid-1970s, Mary found herself in the middle of the women's movement and the food revolution in Hollywood, and in doing so, tried to find a way to create her own niche. After graduating from college with a marketing degree and managing her all-girl bartending service, Mary found herself doing a dinner party for some Hollywood wives. 6 months later, a celebrity friend hired Mary to do a dinner party for 16. In 1980, the next big transition came for Mary when she was hired to do a movie party theme for Popeye. This was a really big event for Mary and her company.
Arranging the Popeye premiere showed her that special events, not just catering, was her future. She knew that she would make it after successfully catering many events as part of the 1984 Olympics. You can see some of her spectacular creations on the alongcamemary.com website. She credits her Vice President of Catering, Bill Starbuck, for much of her success.
We decided to give it a shot in '84 before the Olympics. In '84, she had a huge project coming up every day for CBS. And she supposedly needed my help, so I came aboard, and it's been great ever since. What attracts us to each other is she doesn't know no, and I strive for perfection, so her pushing me pushes myself, and in essence push the company forward to get where we are now. We talk out the details and ask each other questions and get each other going. We've enjoyed it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I just finished 25, going 26 full-time years here, so don't foresee it ending anywhere soon. Congratulations, Mary, on everything, and here's to many more years.
Along Came Mary has produced and catered almost every award show held in LA, including the Emmys, Grammys, SAG Awards, most movie premieres, countless fundraisers, galas, and high-profile events. Her private clients are some of the most powerful and recognized people in the world, including presidents and Fortune 500 clients. She has been written up in every imaginable magazine and has garnered numerous awards. She's been called everything from the Epicurean Steven Spielberg to the Maven of Marvelousness. Clients claim that Mary will move heaven and earth to make fantasy become a reality. Mary takes an active role in her community as well. Her generosity can be witnessed in the countless pounds of food donated each year to Angel Harvest, LA Food Bank, and other missions. Other charities near and dear to her heart include Good Shepherd and House of Ruth, focusing on the needs of women and children. Mary donates her time and money producing fundraising events for a variety of charities. For her charity and community work, and for entrepreneurship that impacted an entire industry, President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Mary Micucci into the 2009 Hall of Fame.
Just try to keep up with Doug Otto. Sure, he wasn't actually born in Long Beach, California, but luckily for us, Doug decided to adopt us at an early age. When a local couple had the chance to raise identical twin infant boys from Illinois, they leapt at the chance. Douglas and Donald Otto became official residents of Long Beach at the age of 6 weeks. Success as athletes and leaders came early to the Otto twins. Don was known as the smart one, and Doug was known as the jock. However, overachieving came early to Doug, and he still managed to serve as student body president at Marshall Junior High and Millikan High School while playing football and running for the track team. While attending Millikan, Doug met someone who would continue in phases throughout his life.
Doug was about 16 years old, and in the whole array of students, I knew that he was not only a good student, an effective student, but somebody who had leadership ability and had a very good heart.
After spending his freshman year at Long Beach City College, Doug transferred to Stanford University. As a college student in the 1960s, Doug grew up in the generation that believed that individual actions could change the world. a philosophy he still holds today. The life and death of Dr. Martin Luther King prompted him to hitchhike across the country to Washington, D.C. Doug's experiences included the organization of a caravan for the Poor People's Campaign and to work on Resurrection City at the Reflecting Pool. While Doug would graduate from Stanford and earn his M.A. in religion jointly from Union Theological Seminary and Columbia University, he decided he wanted to be an actor in the world, and the law became his chosen profession, graduating from the University of Chicago Law School. Back in Long Beach, Doug made a profession of being an advocate for those whose voices might not otherwise be heard. There are many examples of how his tireless and relentless efforts on behalf of his clients, friends, and causes has paid off.
He's indefatigable. He has an absolute iron constitution. He believes that everyone should get 8 hours of sleep, but I think that's only during the course of a month. He is an enormously effective advocate, and when you marry those two qualities together, you get a lawyer who's just top-notch.
Doug Otto has also assumed numerous leadership positions in the community, and many have said that Doug never sat on a committee he didn't want to chair. The results of his work and his service can be seen in the city, at the aquarium, in the preservation of historic buildings, and among the legal profession. Now he is making a mark at Long Beach City College as a trustee and at the state level in student success policy making.
When I think of Doug Otto, I think of one of Long Beach's real leaders. It's not so much because of positions of formal leadership that he's held, although he has had plenty of those, but it really is through his informal leadership over many, many years in virtually every aspect of life in Long Beach. He was on the founding board of directors of the Aquarium of the Pacific. He chaired our planning and implementation committee. He oversaw the committee that developed our campus master plan, and that will guide our development over the next 20 years. He often tells me what to do and where to go. He has been obviously very active at Long Beach City College, and he's been active in community planning efforts throughout our city. He's a wonderful facilitator and convener of important discussions, and he's also a great advocate for people who are less fortunate and for important causes. We're a better city because of you, Doug. Thank you.
Despite all of his work in serving the city he adores, and as an advocate to his clients, Doug has the ability to cover an astounding amount of territory in one day. Yes, he may represent you at a trial in the morning or argue a point with you at one of the various boards he has served on in the evening. He remains a friend and father at the forefront.
I remember from the time I was a very little girl, he was always running around to meetings and, functions and, receptions, and he always had me and my sister in tow. He always wanted us to be a part of what he was a part of, and it wasn't this thing that he ever sort of kept separate, but it was like I learned from a very young age that being involved was a very, very important part of life.
It's pretty amazing, I think, what we've been able to do with our family. We have wonderful children, wonderful grandchildren, and an amazing, interesting marriage. The only way I can describe my marriage to Doug is that it is a thrill a minute, a constant adventure. We have so many things going on and so many friends and so many things that are meaningful in our lives, but we managed to have a great time doing it. What it meant to him to get his start at Long Beach City College, to go on with his amazing academic achievements, and I know that coming back to the college as a trustee has been one of the most meaningful experiences in his life. Doug, I just can't tell you how great it is to be a part of your adventure and to share that with you. You are the love of my life, and it has just been more than anything else, just a great ride.
For his service and advocacy, President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and his fellow board members proudly induct Douglas Otto into the 2009 Hall of Fame.
This is the office of Los Angeles County Supervisor Don Knabe. With an area bigger than some states and a budget larger than some countries' gross national product, the work done here has a huge impact on the daily life of millions of people. Managing the 4th District requires a well-oiled machine staffed by highly qualified multitaskers and headed by Chief of Staff and 2009 Hall of Fame nominee, Kurt Pedersen. Looking back on his life, it's fair to think that Kurt was born to do this job. He learned many concepts at an early age while growing up in the very same district he now works for, the Wrigley District of Long Beach, attending both Lafayette and Beeney elementary schools. He loved his small town-like experience in this historically rich and strategically important city with lots of interesting social problems and reminders of important events that happened only one generation before. He learned about flood control playing in what his parents called Cedar Gulch. During the rainy season, the street they lived on, Cedar Avenue, flooded and overflowed. He learned time management by choosing to spend the 50 cents for bus fare downtown and the price of a movie by ignoring orders not to go to the Pike by going to the Pike. He learned the concept of public trust by visiting the local mom-and-pop grocery store where he would hand over a list to the grocer and get a paper bag full of items to take home. His parents would settle up later. He learned a lot about disaster planning, emergency response, and public works projects by hearing about the 1933 earthquake. His parents were both at Poly High during the quake. Kurt recalls many stories that are part of local legend, folklore, and collective memories unique to Long Beach and Southern California. Following high school, he left California briefly to attend Graceland College in Iowa and enjoyed playing football in the fall, but the winter of 1961-62 was brutal. It snowed in late October and he didn't see the ground again until April. This gave him a new appreciation of the Southern California climate and he returned home. However, one very important event happened in Iowa. He met his lifelong friend and current boss, Don Knabe. The next stop on Kurt's educational career was Long Beach City College. He was working 24 to 30 hours a week, changing tires at his dad's tire store and taking a full load of classes. Following graduation from Long Beach State in 1966, he went to work full-time in the family business. Kurt married his wife Rosie in 1967, and they became the proud parents of Anne-Marie and Tina. His family definitely inspires his work. As uncle to the Molina children, Kurt helped Hall of Fame member Dr. Mario Molina see the light about working for a living.
Well, one of the best things about my Uncle Kurt is that he's responsible for my college education. When I was right out of high school, he owned a tire dealership. And one summer he put me to work stacking tires. And that's when I learned that hard work and I just did not mix, and that I really needed to stay in school and go to college. So I really appreciate that experience. The other thing that I would say about him is that he's always been helpful to me and helpful to just about everybody that I know. When we needed jobs, he would find us jobs. When we needed help with school, he was there, and he's been very supportive of our family as well as just everybody in the community. One of the great things about Kurt is you can always count on him to find a way to help.
Kurt purchased the Goodyear tire business from his father in the early 70s, but in 1985, fate stepped in when he got an offer to sell the business. He saw it as an opportunity for change and decided to reinvent himself. He enrolled at Whittier Law School. This act of courage was inspirational for Kurt's nieces.
I've always found Uncle Kurt to be very inspirational. When most people at age 40 are kind of set in their careers, he completely changed. He was running a tire company, Goodyear, and decided he wanted to go back to school and become a lawyer. And I just thought that that was something that was a very good example for all of us to follow your dreams no matter your age or where you are in life.
Uncle Kurt has always been very inspiring. I went to Long Beach City College, as did Kurt, and gosh, just about all of my brothers and sisters. We found him to be a leader in the family after our dad died, and we've always been able to turn to him for good advice, and I'm just very proud of him.
As a rookie member of the California State Bar at age 42, Kurt was a trial attorney at the U.S. Small Business Administration. All the pieces were falling together when the Office of Supervisor Knabe needed an attorney on staff. While friends for more than 40 years at this point, Don knew there was no one better to be his chief of staff when the position opened in 2003.
You know, this friendship has developed into a working relationship. Kurt and I have worked together on many different projects, but obviously recently, you know, he's been my chief of staff for the last several years. You know, it's very, very nice when you have someone that can watch your back, that you totally trust with your life, and Kurt is that person. And to say that we're close is an understatement. He and Rosie are the godparents of our boys. My oldest son is named after Kurt. So we have a very, very special relationship. We're honored. I know I speak for myself, and my family, and our entire staff to say congratulations, Kurt. We're proud of you, well deserved, and look forward to many, many more years of friendship.
Sure, there's many serious matters to attend to, but it's not all business for the 4th District team as a mystery trick continues to be played on today's Hall of Fame inductee. President Eloy Ortiz Oakley and the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees proudly induct Kurt Pedersen into the 2009 Hall of Fame.
We are so proud of our former students. They each thank their teachers and the financial support they received while attending LBCC. We need for this support to continue to help students today and tomorrow. The Long Beach City College Foundation is currently in Phase 2 of the Gateway to Greatness Scholarship Campaign. This phase, the Long Beach College Promise, will offer every graduate of a Long Beach area high school a tuition-free first semester beginning in 2011, thanks to the Long Beach City College Foundation. If you would like to contribute to this program or any other college department so that future students receive the same assistance, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to the Long Beach City College Foundation. You may even donate online at www.foundation.lbcc.edu. Thanks so much for supporting Long Beach City College, and we hope you have enjoyed watching this program.